for documentation. This is an example of that. It shows you the essence.
We're Chris Bird, you're visual artist situated in London. What is it what you do?
Well, at UVA we create live performance graphics. We make sculptural artwork for live performance, for public artworks. And also we are starting to create lots of architectural lighting interventions.
Could you tell something about the experience you have with the live performances you pimped for artists like Odyssey and Massive Attack?
Yeah, well, before I started working with UVA, I was a video consultant. I was creating video content for the Pet Shop Boys, 9 Inch Nails and the Prodigy. But since we work with UVA as a company, we've predominantly been working with Massive Attack for the last 5 years, but also bands like Basement Jaxx and recently with U2. And it's great working with these bands because you know, they've got a real sense of what they want to do, what they want to say on stage. Not all of them though, some of them are a bit different. Like Massive Attack have a great idea of their political sort of direction and what they want to say, whereas U2 are more image-based. So every band's different.
How does your work influence, for example, the experience of the live gigs of Massive Attack? How does it contribute?
Well, I think it's a huge part because Massive Attack particularly, they're not a band who jump around on stage swinging their arms and their guitars around the place. You know, they're not a visual band themselves. So having a really good light show and supported by video screens and effects is really important for them to get across their message. So I think it's actually as important as the music, and if you were to take one or the other away, it would be less than their halves.
How do you interact with those artists and incorporate creating those effects? Is it you creating the effects or is it them creating the effects?
Well, we're creating all of the effects, but often we're driven by exactly what the artist wants. For example, 3D from Massive Attack, you know, he's quite politically driven. He knows what he wants to say. So it's our job to interpret that visually. Also, their album, they've spent years in the studio. We have to interpret that again, you know, so hopefully we get it right. Other bands like U2, Basement Jaxx, they are, as I've said, are much more visually led. They haven't necessarily got a political message, but still we have to interpret the music on their album visually, and it's not an easy thing, but we hope we get it right most times.
How do you want the public, the crowd, to experience those effects?
Well, for us, it's how people feel. It's, you use the right word there, experience. You know, what do they get from it? So we have to often ask ourselves when we're in the creative process, you know, is this good enough? How does it make us feel? What are we going to remember? What are we going to tell other people about this amazing thing? And if we don't think we've got it right, we go back a few steps and rework the design until we've got it right. But what we hope they do is take away a little something that they didn't have before, like a feeling or a sense of belonging or togetherness that we hope they get from going to a show that we've created or going to an artwork that we've installed.
The other work you do is into architecture. How do you visualize buildings? For example, when you're going to visualize buildings in Amsterdam, what are you going to do to those buildings?
Well, you know, every building's different. There's the context of the people, the demographics and the geography and the urban space that we're in. So every space is different, and all of our work really is what we call sort of space specific. So everything's different, and I would say in Amsterdam it would take a lot of thought to make sure we got it right.
Okay, final question. Are you able to transform boring buildings into cool experiences?
Definitely.
Thank you, Chris.
No problem. Thank you. See you later.